Would I be the asshole for taking my coffee maker home? I just found a new job, closer to home for more pay, and put in my notice. The people here are acting like they'll miss me, but it's such a great opportunity that most of them are understanding and kind about it. The issue I have is, I paid for nearly everything in our coffee break area out of my own pocket. The Keurig, all the coffee pods, sugar, creamer. I paid for it, it's mine. However, it is the only working coffee pot in the building, and when joked to my store manager about, "What are you going to do without your morning coffee?" Now my current coworkers are saying, "Are you really going to steal the coffee pot when you leave?" It's not stealing, it's mine. And it's not cheap to replace. So internet strangers, would I be the asshole for taking home my Keurig and coffees? Edit. The FM manager I made the joke to got her coffee this morning and said snarky coworker had gone to the SM and gave me the credit card and company card to go buy a new Keurig. Said keep the new one and the office can have the old one. Currently walking around Walmart shopping on the clock. Not the asshole, take it and run. Those zombies can buy their own coffee maker. Not the asshole, but I hope you kept your receipts to prove it, then you can ask them to buy it from you or it goes with you. I brought my extra Keurig and coffee bar to a friend's house for a baby shower and hostess thought I should leave it since it looked so nice set up in her dining room. I said she could if she paid for it, she didn't reply. Info. Have you offered to sell it to the business? Not the asshole. It's yours and you paid for it. Maybe if it were a really cheap coffee maker, then maybe you'd be the but Keurigs and pods are not cheap. Not the asshole. They can buy a new coffee pot. When you leave a job, so do your belongings. Not the asshole. Take it all home. In fact, take it before your last day in case someone decides to hide it from you. Not the asshole. Either take it and explain that it's an expense you can't cover at home or ask them to give you some cash for it. I'm clueless to why didn't you all split the expenses in the first place when buying it. This is an office, either the business provides it or y'all split the cost. You've gotten yourself into some weird situation. Might be a lesson for the future. Ask them to buy it off of you. Am I the asshole for telling my son I don't like him? I love my sons more than anything. I have 3. They were all raised to respect everyone regardless of their differences. My 21-year-old and my 19-year-old have that down great. My 16-year-old however is bullying a gay boy in his class and I was less than happy when I found out. His cousin told me. I gave him the chance to invite him over for dinner and apologize, but he refused. He wouldn't say sorry, at all. I get it, it's embarrassing being told off in front of your friends, but I don't care. I wasn't happy with his treatment. I ended up grounding him, but it didn't seem to be affecting him at all and he clearly wasn't learning his lesson. I contacted the family and let them know what was going on and they agreed to meet up for dinner, and again I gave my son a chance to apologize. He got extremely upset, angry. Maybe both, and said that nobody even liked the F word. Of course I apologized and the family left. My son and I got into a big argument when they left where he said he wasn't sorry and again that nobody likes this kid. I told him that I don't like him very much right now either. He got quiet, apologized and went to his room. I've now been told that he's apologized to the student he was bullying and his grounding has been lifted. He's still hiding in his room and we very rarely speak. My ex-husband says I shouldn't have told him I don't like him and that there's no excuse, and of course that behavior is the reason we're not together, because I can't help but be a miserable I understand it may not have been the nicest thing to hear, but he was not listening to a word I was saying and was being a downright bully. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. This sort of behavior has to be stopped, and it seems you've managed to effectively stop it. You told him that you didn't like him, right now, well, at that time he was acting in a very unlikable manner. He is doing some soul-searching right now. Let him be, he'll talk to you when he is ready. Not the asshole, something tells me your ex is the one encouraging his homophobia. Not the asshole emo. I am a gay man, and whilst I personally believe that everyone is entitled to their opinions, whatever that may be, it isn't right to voice hatred against people. You can think what you like, but don't say it. I'm okay with the fact that homophobia exists and have been on the receiving end of such all my life. I just understand that it's part of the world we live in. Thank you for trying to bring your children up in a respectful way, but they will decide on their own what they believe. I hope your 16-year-old realizes that they can believe what they wish, but speaking ill of others is what crosses the line. Not the asshole. And you didn't say you didn't like him as in just that in general you didn't like your son. You said, I don't like him very much right now either. And that's a different story. That means you didn't like how he was acting, not that you didn't like him as a person in general. Considering the seriousness of what your son was doing, I think it was worth saying. In fact, it seemed to be the one thing that got through to him. It's too bad your ex undermined your efforts. Not the asshole. You didn't say you don't love him anymore, but with his behavior, you didn't like him right there and then. If you can't get him to talk, maybe a session with a family therapist? You can absolutely love someone and not like them much at the same time. NTA. Not the asshole. If your son bullied some kid, then you did the best you could, and with excellence. But are you sure? What I was missing here was a bit of, did you ask your son why he did that? Might be he did something negative to react to some problem unrelated to sexual orientation. Not the asshole. You didn't say you don't love you. You said you don't like him right now. That's true. He is being an awful human being and he can know that as a parent you'll love him, but that doesn't mean you have to like him. I am sure there are plenty of times he doesn't like you or his brothers. Am I the asshole for refusing to give my FSIL and her daughter a place to stay over petty reasons? I don't know where to begin. All of this is petty on my part and I'm fully aware of it. I'm having a hard time thinking I could even remotely be wrong, which is why I'm here. I'm 29F and my fiancé, Martin, is 30 male. His sister is 46 and she has a 11-year daughter. I also have 2 sons, aged 11 and 8. The youngest is odd diagnosed, as well as ADD. My fiancé's sister's kid is ADHD and autism spectrum, which she has her kid on numerous medications for. It's often a giant pissing contest when I get around his sister because she feels she is better than me in a parent sense because she has her child on meds that help her, turns her into a walking zombie is more like it. And I refuse to have my child medicated until he is older, as his doctor stated his behaviors could get better over time. So she thinks she is a better mom than me. My kids are not biologically my fiancé's. Anyways, his sister is disgusting. Both filthy and over-opinionated. I lived with her briefly 4 years ago and she bled me dry of all the money I had. All while claiming she was doing me a favor. 3 months and she made me give her almost $9,000 for food, housing, oil costs. She just became homeless because she never paid her bills, owed over $12,000 in land tax and her home was foreclosed. Sorry, but this isn't my problem. I have enough to worry about without her and her child living with me, making me feel like my house is no longer mine. I also refuse to let her stay with us because when my mother became homeless last year, after the landlord sold the house she was living in with no notice and was given a 14-day notice to quit, with my sister, 18, and my sister's newborn baby, my fiancé said he didn't want them moving in because it would be too much, and he didn't want to deal with it. His sister has places to go. My mother and sister didn't. My sister and mom were forced to sleep in a car for over a month because he wouldn't even let them stay a night here. So when he told me his sister and his niece needed a place to go, I said, that fucking sucks, that's it. He then started saying, I told them if they needed to they could come here, so I said, well you better call her back and say no because they aren't staying in my house. This is technically my house. Bought it before I met him and he only pays his bills. He says I'm being heartless. I told him I don't care, especially given the fact that he wouldn't let my mom and sister stay here for even one night. Which he argued is harder to deal with because of the baby. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. But why are you marrying this man? Not the asshole. But if it is your house, why didn't you let your mother, sister stay there for a couple of nights? It's your house. Why would you stay with this selfish man? You are the asshole. You let your mom sleep in a car for a month while you own a house. And you did that because your fiancé who is a guest didn't like it. WTF. Your baby niece was sleeping in a car. I can't for the life of me understand why you didn't kick him out and took your family in. If my family is in need and my wife of 26 years would say not to helping them, I would serve divorce papers the same day. Luckily I married a wonderful person who would never behave like your fiancé. Not the asshole, but it would be a massive deal breaker for me that he refused to help your mom, sister and sister's baby. Personally, the relationship would have ended there for me. I also don't think you're being petty. Everyone here is awful. You for shaming a mother for choosing medication for her kids' ADHD and ASD. Your child is not going to just outgrow their diagnoses, and you can't expect improvement by doing nothing. I hope you're in therapy at least to help your child. You made a point that you own the house, so if you truly wanted your sister and mother to stay you could have made that happen. Although you have every right to refuse your fiancé's request now, the fact that you were so cruel about it is disgusting. This is not the stuff healthy relationships are made of. which he argued is harder to deal with because of the baby. Allow me to rephrase that for you. The fact that an infant was involved makes his position much worse. If it's your house, then you should have told him that they were moving in, and he could do what he wanted. You didn't take the appropriate position last year when your mother, sister and infant niece were living in a car when you could have and should have offered them a space. Now you are reaping the cost of that decision, because he wants to move his family in under similar circumstances. Info. Why are you with this person? You are the asshole for letting your fiancé keep you from helping your mom and sister who were truly in need in your own home. You're picking the wrong hill to die on because you walked over the mountain last year. Edit. Grammar. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I don't like the way our baby looks? My 22M girlfriend, 23F, gave birth to our daughter yesterday. The baby was ugly, to be perfectly candid. She's mine, and I love her, but she was not a pretty baby. My girlfriend and I were casually chatting before bed and I brought this up, telling her our daughter wasn't exactly easy on the eyes. She was upset, which I find odd. I didn't mean to hurt her feelings. I was just telling her how I felt about our kid. Truth be told, the baby is interracial, half Han Chinese, half Punjabi, so it was always a possibility that a potential child would be kinda goofy looking. I don't think she had to be offended. Not every child can be cute. My girlfriend hasn't spoken to me since, however, and I don't know what to do. Edit. I didn't straight up say our child was ugly, it more like, hoping she grows into her face. She isn't exactly winning any beauty pageants right now, and the chuckling after. It was said jokingly, I didn't think it was gonna offend her. Am I the asshole? You are the asshole. How in the blue hell did you get a woman pregnant if your social skills are bad enough that you need Reddit to tell you that you shouldn't tell a woman her newborn baby is ugly? Edit. Change to you are the asshole because even though pretending I was making a request for more information is funnier, op needs to be recorded as an ah. You are the asshole. 1. It takes a couple of weeks before the skinned rabbit look goes away. 2. Woman is on a hormone rollercoaster at the moment. Last thing she needs to be told is the thing she grew is unattractive. New babies typically look like their fathers, so make of that what you will. Oh, and you are the asshole. You are the asshole. What a completely unnecessary thing to say. And what a completely unnecessary judgment to pass on a newborn baby girl. Your girlfriend just pushed a watermelon out of her pussy, and within 24 hours you tell her it's ugly? Yeah, you're the fucking asshole here. You are the asshole. Keep that shit to yourself. Jesus. YTA. It doesn't matter if the baby looks like a damn gremlin. You don't say it to the mother even if you're the father. Just don't. Most newborns are fucking ugly. It's to do with humans come out roughly 3 months too soon due to brain, head size evolution incompatibility with pelvis size. Appearance of a newborn plays fuck all role in appearance of a grown person. My niece who is now 18 male was born with no hair and epicanthic fold eyes even though she is 100% Caucasian. She now has curly golden hair and big eyes. Oh, and newborns have a dumb stoner stare. It changes when they can focus on people. Don't judge a newborn on its looks. Judge it solely on how well it sleeps.